going down. The Pride Huggin'. Yeah, Manolo, Mr. Dome, Flo Frazier.
Came to find out that Wendy Williams is the first female talk show host to average 1,500 yards receiving in high school.
They say P, don't worry, it's all timing. I slid in like a nigga that didn't pay, backdoor style. Shut the club down with a K. You know NC at it again, aiming at your cabbage again. I flow with a magical blend. Step up, get dropped to a tragical end. You know the kush got my lungs about as black as my skin. From Raleigh, NC down to Duluth, Georgia.
But I did save a lot of money on my car insurance. I know some of you think I switched to Geico. I just stopped paying the insurance.
And the cats that be thinking peanuts like Jimmy Carter. Got that lava, game time not a problem. Miss the clutch and watch me go up when I'm popping.
Lights, action, cameras flashing. Girl, you know this song.
Yeah.
Lay back, stunting. Trying to take you home. It was all a dream.
Yo, it's another episode of The Slice. Got your boy HL.
Salute to Run.
And our special guest, we got Artsy Musa.
What's up?
Salute, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. How was the drive, man?
Can we curse out there?
Yeah, you can curse out there.
Motherfucker, man. I can't drive good, bro.
Really?
Nah, man. I'm coming from New Bern, bro. I ain't used to the city driving. This ain't city driving, but it's just these highways, bro. I ain't never been able to drive. I got Prius.
So, you say you was from New Bern? Because we really don't know much about you, so tell us about you, man.
New Bern, oh my God, man. My mom and dad all from New Bern, man. It's a small town in North Carolina. Then my mother split from my father. We moved to DC for 6 years. From DC to Spring Hope right outside of Raleigh. From Raleigh to back to New Bern. And long story short, I'm here. I'm back here. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a country boy, man. I guess that's my heart.
Okay, so you're on the other side of Kansas, basically.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of Kansas, on this side. I'm from Goldsboro.
Kansas rough, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kansas rough. Kansas is trenches.
Kansas is bullshit. That's what Kansas is.
Where you started comedy at?
I started comedy in Raleigh.
In Raleigh?
Yeah.
So you lucky. I started comedy in Greenville. And the first time I started getting paid money was from Kinston. I was getting drug dealers. The first time I started getting paid.
Oh, really?
Drug dealers. Washington drug dealers would try to wash their money, so they had to throw a comedy show. So he have a couple grand, he'd rent a building out, he'd throw a comedy show to wash his bread. And that was the first people who tried to pay me to do comedy. You know, back when we was doing comedy, we weren't making no money. So somebody offer you $100, $130, you ain't become like, I had 7 minutes, bro. I had 5 minutes, 7 if I do some crowd work. Like, for real, 7 minutes if I do crowd work. And homie was like, yo, I'm gonna bring the building out in Kinston, you're gonna do the show. I'm like, oh, cool, I pull up to do the show. I don't know if y'all been doing comedy a long time, but you know, you do a hood show, most of the time it might be you with another comedian if you lucky.
Yeah.
It's you, another comedian, and it's the hood
and
dude that's but it's a dude that's in the hood who funny. The funny hood dude, and that's what it was me, some random dude named Ike Williams, me and him cool now, that's my boy, and it was just a hood, like hood, crazy funny Daryl. He always got a nigga name, Crazy Daryl or whatever. He was there to join. We get to the spot now. I was taught comedy supposed to be 5 minutes. You get 5 minutes. You work on your 5 minutes. You get your 5 minute type. You record it. You send it to paper. You book it. That's what the formula. Joe Dope did a dude came up to me and said, "Yo, how much time you got?" I said, "Man, I got 5. No, baby, it's 5. I got to do it 5." He said, "Can you do 20?" No, I said, "I do 20."
That's a job.
Yeah, but he ain't getting me though. He said, "Yo, you know the money I paid, double it." So me thinking I got confidence in myself. Yeah, nigga, let's do it, fam.
How'd it go?
Well, terrible. You know how it was. But I was writing jokes on my hand, had like a little notepad. Because it's like what it is when you first start comedy, you can't remember everything. You can have those little words like big booty, housewife, and you have that, and you see that, and it'll trigger the joke. You know, I just need these little keywords that let me know, okay, that's what I want to go into.
The bullet points.
Yeah, exactly. And I had like the stage had like a little curtain. So I do but jokes, I run out of jokes, I step behind the curtain. look at my shit, come back, da da da. And some nigga in the back, why you keep walking off the stage? Now they wouldn't, you know, black people don't give it to you. And then I ended up getting to like a little roast battle with a photographer, man, and that saved me. I was snapping on him. He had like some big ass platform shooting. He had some wild feed on, bro, and I was joking him for like 10, 12 minutes. Everybody dying. I ain't never get my pictures for the show, but yeah, he was tight. He was tight. But yeah.
So how long were you in Texas?
I did that like 6 years ago, man. Like 26. So, yeah.
So how long you been in the game total?
I feel like 6 years. I really don't be keeping count though. People ask me. Nah, I started. I don't know if y'all know Brittany and Nez. She's from Raleigh. She's a Raleigh comedian. I was doing radio for 2 years at Kiss 101.9.
Oh,
radio.
word.
Yeah. I was doing radio. She came to promote a comedy show. And me and her was just riffing, back and forth, whatever. And she was like, yo, you funny, you should come host. I came up there. I never did comedy day in my life, bro. Got my little cologne on, went out to the joint. Now, anybody who ever did comedy for, you think it's funny. I tell you that all the time. Everybody up there say, yo, I can do up there and do comedy. Like, comedy funny and regular funny ain't the same funny. I tell you, I be honest, like, yo, you not funny.
We make this shit look easy.
That's the
We
greatness.
make it look so easy that everybody that can do it.
That's the greatness. That's how you know that's the genius in how you perform to make it seem conversational when it's deliberate.
Right, if you ever perform and someone comes up to you after and says, I want to try comedy, you just killed me.
Yeah, yeah. I encourage you, but I would lie to him. I'm like, yo, bro, you not funny. Because what you think, you situational funny. Somebody fall in the middle of the street, you can crack jokes. That's situational funny. Comedy, you gotta make it funny, bro. You can't just respond to it.
So a lot of times for me, it's like people in the conversation. The three of us was talking, and none of us are comedians, but they'll be laughing amongst the conversation.
Yeah.
So my thing when I tell people, it's like you gotta stand on stage and talk to strangers for 5-10 minutes
By yourself.
and they're not gonna respond back. So can you hold that back?
Even deeper than that. It's like I look at it like a clock. You fix clocks for a living. Like look at it. That's what comedy is. Like, but in order to fix the clock, you gotta know how it works. And that's how smart the comedian has to be. Like, in order to fix it, so in order for me to make you laugh, I gotta know how your mind works. And that's how people don't understand how much of a genius it takes for you to go up there. Because certain people always say, you won't get the set that I got. But we know the pinnacle of comedy, you gotta be able to read the room and assess your shit to the crowd. So I'm like, in order for me to look at this crowd and immediately know what y'all like and what y'all relate to, I gotta know how your mind works. How can I not be smart? In order to know how it's like, you know what I mean? How can you not be smart? Yeah, to know how to fix a clock, you gotta know how the clock works. So how can I not be? And that's the thing that people don't understand, that I feel like the pinnacle of comedy cross the borderline to philosophy. Y'all notice the fact that you look at Dave Chappelle, you look at Dick Gregory, look at Bill Burr, they almost seem like philosophical. Yeah, philosophical now. And I feel like once you get to a certain level of comedy, you start seeing the world in a way that you make it a joke.
I agree,
but at the same time you're looking at
I think that comes with cocaine.
For sure.
I really do, because now if you think about all the greats, right? The Richard Pryor, the Robin Williams, like Eddie Murphy, like Chris Rock,
White boy who kept having heart attack. No, the one that kept having heart attack. George Carlin.
Oh, George Carlin. Yeah. all of the absolute best comedians was snorting coke. Like it's like cocaine is cocaine is like the steroids of comedy. Or perform, like look at Whitney Houston, the greatest singer. Coke out of her mouth. Like I really think that as an entertainer, there is no better performance enhancing drug than cocaine.
I look at it like, in order for you to be funny, you have to see the world different.
I'm gonna do a comedy show. I'm gonna have a coke party before the comedy show.
You ain't gonna make it,
man. I'm not gonna partake. I'm just gonna host. But I bet you to be the funniest you ever seen any of these. I'm gonna get the wackest, corniest comics that we've never seen make us laugh. Then I'll do a couple lines of coke and then go on stage. Tweaking. And bet you they had the best set they ever had in their life.
I don't want to get cocaine that much credit, bro.
I feel
I feel like comedy, certain elements of comedy you can't teach, bro. You either got it or don't.
Well, and that's the thing. Like when I first started comedy, everybody was like, "You need to take this class," and I was like, "I'm not taking no fucking class." Like, it didn't make sense to me. And then I see the comedy that came out after the class, and I was like, if they didn't write your joke, you would have nothing.
I see Matt White in a lot of people.
I
love Matt White, but I see him.
I can tell when Brent wrote somebody's shit.
I see him in you. And that's not a bad thing because Matt White, he's a very easily digestible. His comedy, the way his mannerisms, he has that universal appeal. So that's a dope thing. But I mean, I agree with you. It kind of takes your edge a little bit. It takes who you are. Now I would take acting classes. I ain't gonna cap on you. If I had the money and the time,
I would take it.
I'll take it for that.
I want to step back to something that you was mentioning earlier, as far as like basically like reading the room. So do you have like a position that you prefer to go in, like as far as like first, second, in the middle?
No. The crazy thing is like I used to go first. And I really used to, when you first start comedy, the people who don't know comedy feel like the dude who would last is so off the headline.
Yeah.
But no, most of the shows, when we first start comedy, there's no such thing as a headline. It's just a bunch of dudes doing comedy, honestly. Because all of us kind of doing the same amount of time. But the hood dude and you, in his mind, because he's doing comedy, he thinks, if I go last, therefore I'm better than you are. But when we start getting to comedy, we start talking to OGs. Well, what OG tell you? Yo, if you go first, make yourself hard to follow. So I'm like, yo, make me go first. I'm gonna ruin the show. If I go first, I'm trying to ruin the show.
I'm running the stage. Fuck
ruin the show.
But the thing is, for me, it's like
Even if
I don't like
first,
going. If it's a local show, I don't want to go last. I don't care how good I am. I don't want to go too far back because people start leaving. Because with local shows, you'll have about 8 comics, and the first 7 of them are trash. So they start walking the room. What I mean by walking the room is when you suck so bad that people start leaving. So people start walking the room, and next thing you know, you go up, and ain't nobody left to perform in front of us, and everybody don't let them. So let me go up second. Especially on the open mic or something. Ain't no honor in going last at an open mic or some local comedy show. Because all you really gonna get is a table scratch.
They make me like, I run the mic at Pitt Street. They make me close most of the time.
It's a little group.
That's
because you're the host though. The host always.
It's our mic, so they make me close. But I'm the same way. I don't like closing. Like, they wipe the tables off, bro. Y'all go. Wipe the tables off. But I used to walk the room a lot when I first started in Greenville because I was good. People would come to see me, and when I got off, people would leave. I used to let it walk, but Greenville's a small town, so the word gets around.
So, what nights is the Pitt Street?
Yeah,
Every Wednesday. Shout out 7:30 o'clock.
7:30 o'clock.
Because I grew up in Greenville. I grew up in Williamston. Well, my work. I lived in Greenville from 93 to 98.
I never lived in Greensboro, but I got a lot of pussy there.
Y'all love it. Back house every night.
Real?
Back, bro. Just stay in the room sometimes. You be crazy. You know the Greenville, bro.
I think I performed at Pitt Street before Tyler Wood.
Yeah.
That's the spot that she was at, right?
Yeah, I think so. Was it a brewery, like an upstairs?
Yeah. Exactly.
It
Back
was
to what? When the back?
Yeah, it was great.
And they come out, bro.
Yeah.
They come out. Y'all would love it, man. Let me know if y'all come, because if y'all running late, just call me. I'll sign y'all up. Just y'all know where y'all go, so y'all gotta go through it. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna, because I heard about it. Somebody else mentioned
I'm trying to start going to Dan Pro again.
I headlined there Pro last week.
Where? How was it?
Fam, I ain't gonna lie. I was driving down like, yo, baby, I gotta get a comma. I'm turning to that guy like, you have to put a comma in my paycheck driving. This motherfucker, that shit trill, bro. That was like a 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, my wife slept most of the way, but I was thinking to myself, and I know it is arrogance be fucking with me sometimes, but I was like, yo, bro, this is a long ride to be driving for some chump change, bro. I ain't saying my goal is I want to make $1,000 show. I ain't there yet. I ain't nowhere near there.
Show or weekend?
Show.
One show. That'd be nice. I can't even fathom a G. I'm just to the point now where I'm getting paid hundreds. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but look, what's my whole thing is this. That we have this conversation on off the air. I look at Matt White. I look at Mike Mello, I look at Mark Brady. To me, Mark Brady, Mike Mello, y'all have checked every box as far as a comedian that I would see on Netflix and wouldn't bat an eye that you're supposed to be there. From his stage presence, from the material, just who that, especially Mark Brady. Mark Brady looked like he supposed to be somebody, bro. Even if you didn't know him, you know, like your homie, that's him. So what's hindering them from, why aren't they there? Why aren't they getting the validation? What's happening in this town that we're in amongst us that nobody has passed that threshold to being that guy?
Well, and we've been wondering this a lot. No one has made it out of Raleigh.
But is it because we don't got no pecking order whatsoever here? Like we'll go, all three of us go to good nights and open mic, and it's the lame dude in the corner who never did comedy before. He'll see us, he think we the same. We're not. We're not. We're not the same.
That was kind of the conversation we had last with Aaron.
Yeah.
That when she went in that room, everybody feel like they're on the same level. And no, there's definitely a difference.
But
I know it is with me.
But that's the thing about us. That what sucks about stand-up. We ain't like, Kobe ain't gotta practice in the high school gym. We gotta go, no matter where we go, we still gotta go practice in the high school.
With the JV team.
Yeah, so just because we practice with the JV team, they think we JV, and it's not. So I'm like,
Well, they think they varsity.
see, you blessed in New York or LA to have these clubs where you get passed in,
Yeah.
so you can still practice, but you're practicing amongst the elites. Ain't no way in Raleigh for you to distinguish you the elite.
The only one is Justice Scranton. That's the closest to the elite that we have.
The money joint.
Yeah. That's the closest to the elite that we have. He don't let everybody just get on that end. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think what happens is that there needs to be two different types of open mics. There needs to be an elite open mic, and it needs to be an open mic for the beginners. You can have a beginner's open mic. You know, we all started somewhere, but at the end of the day, don't be giving prime venue opportunities to someone who's never done comedy before. There has to be at least some sort of paying you dues in the...
And some of that blame is on us as well, because
We're not controlling the noise.
but I'm saying
exactly.
you're controlling your at some point, I ain't even cut you off.
You're good.
At some point, in order for us to do $1,000 show, we gotta start saying no to $200. We gotta start saying no to $300. So I'm saying you have to get to the. That's what I think is a lie, because Mark Brady, he loves comedy to the point to a detriment. You tell Mark Brady, yo, I want you to do this, blah blah blah. Only got 100. If it's around the corner from his crib, and he free, they do it. Exactly. But what point? If you want to get to 1,000, certain times be like, yo, bro, hey, yo, I want you to be all having a birthday party for my baby moms, yo. I got like 300 for you come through. It's an easy bag, but at the same time,
The problem with holding out for 1,000 is they'll find somebody who's going to perform for 100.
that don't matter. You gotta be able to live with it. That's the thing. Like, you gotta be able to live with
I
it.
can't.
I think it's
Exactly.
I've been cussed out 3 motherfuckers, threw my phone out the window.
Exactly. But I'm saying, I mean, y'all disagree with y'all. Understand?
No, I totally understand. I totally understand. I'm not gonna discount it. I think that
I ain't gonna lie now. Right now, I'm getting my 200, 300. I ain't gonna. Don't get me wrong.
you got the balls to turn that shit down. Hey,
But you got to though. At some point, you got to.
I just got to the point where I'm turning down free shows. I just got to the point where I can turn down a free show and still sleep at night. I used to not even be able to turn down a free show. I did free shows for like the first 3.5 years I was doing comedy.
Because you love it. You love getting up there. If they put a mic in here right now, all of us can go up, make these people laugh we don't know, because that's who we are. Like, we love comedy to our detriment sometimes.
Yeah, but it's the thing is now it's just for me finding comedy I can respect. Because there's so many that I'm like, what are you doing, man?
And that's the thing, like I said before, you're a comedy purist in that way.
Yeah.
You look at it from a different way. And I'm gonna share this Patrice O'Neal YouTube video I want y'all to watch called Tremendous. Like 2.5 hours long. I watch it at least once a month, bro. Because to me, he's just. I love his unapologetic way of approaching this industry, even though he was loyal to a fault in that way. And that's why he didn't get where he needed to be, because certain things were against comedy purity. So he's like, I'm not going to go out here and pretend to chuck and jive, for lack of a better word. But my whole thing with that is like, like I'm scared that I might never get to the 1,000, but I know in order to get to the 1,000, I gotta hold out.
In the words of Derek Luke as Puffy on Notorious, don't chase the paper, chase the dream.
I think.
That sounded as profound as shit in my head. It sounded profound as fuck in my head. But out loud, maybe it was dumb.
But I mean, the money, like, perfecting your craft, the money will come. It's like money is just a result of offering a great service or providing having great talent.
I guarantee you're gonna get to the level one day that you can be like, I wish the fuck I would do a show for $1,000. Man, tell them niggas better come up with 10.
Yeah,
I think it's leaving this area.
Yeah, you gotta get the fuck out of it.
Yeah, yes, exactly. But the crazy thing, social media is like fucking steroids. So of course you leave this area to make it here if you're doing just stand-up. But this podcast take off, you monetize the podcast, get you a Patreon, you get 2 checks from it now. Shit. You're the audience. You can go to Good Nights and be like, yo, if I put the name of my podcast on this marquee, it's gonna sell out. $1,000 show right there. You have to know. It's almost like the whole thing.
Y'all hear that, right? Y'all gotta tune into this bitch.
But the whole thing is like you just gotta be able to sell tickets. You're right. It's now the more you know around different states, the easier it would be. But I'll be honest with y'all. The business side is another reason a lot of us in this area are getting where we need to be at. Because I'm not gonna name no names. So I performed with Shorty not too long ago in Durham at one of these little boxcar shows, and I did my little set, and I got on stage, and people was like, yo, you should have da-da-da, you should have been da-da-da, you know what I mean? And she come up to me like, yo, I'm recording my special at Good Nights in a few weeks. And I'm like, I seen her set, I'm just like, I can't even manage it myself. My business ain't in there. Because I'm like, if they tell, because I base my set off what strangers tell me. I don't care what my homies tell me about my shit. Because they're biased. Yeah. When you don't know walk up to you and be like, yo, da-da-da, you did that, bro, you gonna go somewhere, you gonna do something. I'm like, yo, Shorty Joint wasn't trash. But I'm like, yo, if she record her special, I should have my special. You know what I mean? Like, and that's again, I'm not handling the business the way I should be handling the business.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, man. I would love to see a comedy contest where motherfuckers gotta do 20 minutes. I would love to see a comedy contest where every comic has to do 20 minutes. First round. You can't even make it to the semis. You have to do 20 and then you get judged off of that 20.
But on top of that, like you said earlier, what are you talking about?
I ain't talking about
that's the thing. Like, y'all not really talking about that.
I'm talking about dick and taking dump and like
That's what they feel me. Shit jokes.
Shit jokes, dick jokes, something. Like they can tell them more dick jokes than women.
Yeah.
Dick jokes is like the women's bailout. Like the hack women will tell dick jokes.
Dick jokes are the new LGBT jokes.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Yeah, man. So my thing is, and I tell you, what gets me, especially when it comes to the women in the scene, is the fact that they won't sit there and be like, "You take it seriously. Let us perform. No one wants to give women a chance." And then as soon as you like, "Here's the mic. Look, go out there and kill it." Hey, you know what I hate about men? Like, really?
Yeah. What kills me is when a girl start dancing on stage. If she like do a twerk or something, like, yo, fam, you got pull up mic.
No, you know what's worse than that?
Right now.
White girls and ukuleles. Remember that? Remember the white girl ukulele fan? That shit, I'm so glad that shit is overdue.
I see the white girl killing ukulele on TikTok today, so I can't even get that bad.
Man, look.
She has her original song. She was nuts.
Look, all I know is, like I forgot who started this shit, but there was like one comic. Next thing you know, every comic was a white girl with a ukulele. I was like, man, y'all don't get this down. I mean,
I'd rather follow the instrument though than have the instrument go before me. I mean, go after me. Cause I like, because you get to just, you can tell that whole little situation.
Oh yeah.
You just like coming with a clean slate when somebody just plays ukulele for 20 minutes. It's like, yeah, I'm about to crush this.
It's like beginning, starting over.
Yeah, because it's like white girls with ukuleles, white boys with guitars. That's like when do we have to start singing our jokes?
So if you had an acoustic, you wouldn't play that with though.
I can't play it.
If you could though, like you wouldn't play it.
I don't know.
I'm like David Fox, a legend for that.
I'm a stand-up. I'm a stand-up comic. I can't sing. So like, I did do the national anthem though.
Hey.
Did they tell you about that? So we was at Comedy Works a couple weeks ago, right? And I told T, I was like, T, I think I'm gonna do some shit. And what are you talking about? I told him I was gonna do a national anthem. He was like, all right, let's see, it might work. So I go up, and I mean, straight stone face, didn't break character at all. And I just started singing the national anthem like a redneck.
Country voice.
No joke, I did not one sing. All I did was sing the national anthem and killed it. And that showed me when I was like, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. You can make anything funny if you think about it the right way. And that's all I was trying to show was like, you can make the national anthem fucking hilarious. If you can make the national anthem funny, what can't you make funny?
Committed to it.
I just feel like I got my homeboy Shouts here, a college professor. He's making this course at ECU. This is showing you elements of comedy. He let me speak at his little while he's trying to put the classes together. And it's almost like comedy scientists that just go into the rules of three and body language, all that stuff, just like you talk about. And I do believe those things can teach you if you don't teach certain elements. But like the way you sung that national anthem, I feel like that's just something you gotta. It's a level of confidence that you have.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you can teach people that shit, bro.
And I don't think you should be trying to teach people comedy. Like, because the thing is, it wasn't like Richard Pryor went to school and then came out and killed it. No, it's either you are or you're not.
That's it.
It is that simple.
It's
and
like
to take a class for comedy, that seems a little iffy.
Like what part will they give you? You know what I'm saying, that you'll be able to take? Because I've been asked, would I go to school for writing? And I'm like, you could probably teach me a format,
Structure.
but you're not going to give me the stories. You know what I'm saying? The stories are already coming. Same thing like what you said with comedy. It's either going to be in there and you're going to know how to deliver it, or you're not. You know what I'm saying? So
but you can't teach.
you can't teach
comedic
it.
timing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's what I'm saying.
There's only so much you can teach. You can teach structure. That's about it. All you can really teach is all you can really teach is structure, how punchline, premise, setup. But you can't tell them what to put in each part to make the joke. All they can tell you is you need a premise, set up. You know what I'm saying? You need a punchline, and that's all they can tell you. But they're not going to be able to tell you what you can actually make a punchline, what's actually funny. I mean, they could, but then what's the point? They might as well write that joke for themselves. That's what I would do.
Then it's
I wouldn't give nobody. I would not give a student a great joke when I could just put that shit in my back pocket.
True.
But it's perception too, like, and that's what I think. Like y'all was saying, I think the big jokes and all that stuff come from. It's like you don't gain that sense of individuality till you've been doing comedy a long time. Like you really don't. You're really going as leading with a joke instead of leading with yourself. Like I'm a black man with 2 kids and a wife. That's who I am when I'm on stage. I'm myself. I think when people come with big jokes like that, they too scared to be themselves. Like people, it's hard. It sounds like it's easy to go there and be yourself, but most people are not transparent and vulnerable.
Well, the best jokes come from that set of vulnerability. The best jokes come from you admitting something that you would not tell nobody else in the world.
And you don't know how relatable you are until you get up there. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This shit, I'm married now, but the last 3 women that I've been with prior had huge fights and arguments over that vulnerability thing. Because first of all, every girl that I've been with, the one I was with before my wife, she met me at a comedy show. I was hosting for Drew Hill and fucking Jack Edge and shit. Genuine. She met me at that show, and we had a relationship prior to that. And then I'm doing bits and stuff, and now she's calling my phone. My friend told me he was at the comedy club talking about me and talking about da-da-da. I'm like, I'm transparent. Like, I'm putting my life on stage. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see how a woman, now if you met her and you was working construction, then you moved to comedy, she can have a problem with you doing that. But if she met you as a comedian and she know, like,
What you do.
you can't get mad at a man for, and the thing is with women, she would never get up on stage and talk about her personal business because she's not us.
Right.
But you know, we bring ourselves to the stage. It's therapy in that way. So even with my wife, I try to not paint her in a negative light, but I still this is my life. My life
I
and my
know a
kids.
bitch was a bus full of joke. That's just
I gotta live. With it.
Yeah, you.
Live it for me.
I had 2 ex-wives. The third one. Shit,
Yeah.
Fuck, nigga.
But I'm saying, like you're not even doing it in a way to be negative. Like you're just telling your shit.
Nah, but I mean, I would.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
It all depends. Like for me, and this is the thing that has plagued me my entire life. I will bow to anything for a joke. I've got kicked out of class for jokes. I done got in fights over jokes. It's because I just love to joke. So I've lost women to jokes. I've gotten women from jokes. You know what I'm saying? It goes full circle. I'm a crack a joke.
Do you feel like it's a coping mechanism in a sense?
Oh hell nah. It's just it's
You
my.
said that shit too fast. Bro.
It's just my way of expressing myself. Some niggas sing songs. Some people write poetry. Me, I tell jokes. You
So
know?
you're dealing with something, do you try to write jokes about it? Or do
No,
you
when I'm dealing with something, I try to heal from it first. And then once I heal from it, I can look at it, find the humor in it, and then make it into a joke. See, the problem is so many people will have trauma and take it right to the stage. And it looks sad. You know, you ever just felt sorry for a motherfucker on stage?
Because you can tell they could tell, because what?
But
That
they had to heal from
initial thing that they wanted to happen didn't happen, so now they just telling the story.
Yeah,
Now they in a
it's a
therapy
sad
session.
ass story,
And it's not
and,
funny.
and you're subjecting the whole crowd of people to this sad ass, making us be empathetic to some bullshit.
I got a homeboy. She a transgender or whatever, and she every time something happens to her, she'll go on stage and she don't heal from it.
Right.
And she's talking about it, and I'm like, yo, yeah, shit. First of all, the shit's a downer for one, but I'm like, you right, you're 100% right. You gotta heal from it before you can even approach it from even an angle too.
You can't find the humor in nothing if you ain't healed from
But
it.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear you talk about your cousin just dying from a da da da. I'm like, yo, bro, no.
Unless you could flip it.
Yeah, overdose ain't funny yet.
Like, cause I'm taking some. I remember I wrote a joke about how my mom died, right? But I healed from it. So when I did it, I was like, I never forget I was at a Comedy Zone, and I didn't know it was the first time I'm trying to joke. And the basic premise is my mom died. She got to find the silver lining in things. And the silver lining in that was I can fuck white girls. Because I couldn't do that shit when she was alive.
That was when I told you that was a joke that I hadn't heard you do in a while.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
that's a joke.
That's the one it was.
And that joke, man, the first time, bruh, the sisters, like you know how like there's always a demographic that really gets a joke. For that one, it's the black women. They love that joke.
And that shit I told about the one that went viral online about me not having grown up without a dad.
Yeah.
It's like that's the same thing. You know, it's trauma, but you giving it to them on stage. Now somebody without a dad and can kind of identify with it, they might see through that shit.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, homie, that shit funny, but my nigga, that's it's real shit you're talking right there. That'd be the best ones with that little bit of truth in it. Yeah, I feel you, dog, but that's real shit.
Yeah.
Niggas on the comment section, yo, man, my damn, like, nigga, we ain't about to do that.
We ain't about to cry together now.
My God. I was telling a story about me growing up poor last night on stage. And like, I was like, yo, I grew up poor, but I had roaches too. Roaches make you humble. You know what I mean? I was like, there's 2 things you can't have. You got roaches, and that's company and Raisin Bran. And I went into this whole bit about the shit, right? And I'm like, it's a long ass joke about just being poor. And I'm off stage, off on the side to the green room. Dude walked to me like a little designer trench coat and shit.
He was poor when he was
Yeah, he goes, yo, I bet you wasn't poor to me growing up. Like, nigga, we might have a poor about it.
That's the thing with comedy too.
I'm like this.
That's the thing with comedy too that I try to tap in on is the relatable situations. You know what I'm saying? Like some of my topics, of course, I'm gonna put my twist on and make it mine, but I try to generalize it enough that somebody else will be like, yo, I went through that same thing.
Yeah.
And they get it as well. You know what I'm saying? So just that relatability.
That's a beautiful thing.
But and the hard part is finding something that's relatable and original.
Did you don't use flash?
No, that's good. The hardest part for me is finding something that's both relatable and original.
I think you got to do what he said. You got to make it original to you because you ain't gonna be original. Or everybody got roaches. You know, I just got to make them. But these my roaches we talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got my roach joke.
But the thing is crazy. I know you both of y'all probably identify with though. Dog, the response you get from white people sometimes be so mild. Like I done had white people hug me, like embrace, like it'd be crazy how, like you said, when you hit that core of relatability and they start seeing the world the way you do, and they like, okay. And then you get off stage and the white people be like, my bro, like, that was so good, wanna shake it. And these white people who you would see out here and probably wouldn't even probably cross the street.
Absolutely.
Probably cross the street.
Because they can't originally see that y'all have in common.
I would get offended by that white people cross the street when we come through. But how many niggas do you think they can cross past before they get their ass robbed? I just wonder. Like would it be like 104? Like how many? Like real talk. Like we like they cross the street. Yeah, I wasn't gonna rob them. That nigga was gonna rob them.
I tell my wife all the time, yo, it's no way in the world you can dislike me more than I dislike you right now. Like you think that you being racist towards me?
You think you hate
no,
me?
Yeah, there's no way
You
can
think
hate
you hate
me more than I hate you. Bro. I promise you, right? I promise you. You looking at me funny like my nigga. I hate everything about
Dude,
you.
you know I would spit on you right now. The only thing that would keep me from spitting on you is if you was on fire.
Exactly. I'm like, yo, and I'm not even a racist person, but when I feel that beam, I'm like, yo, my dude, trust me. Like you don't want. I don't think you should be here. Why are you even here?
Yeah, motherfucker, you in this establishment.
Poor white man.
Do you have an audience that you prefer to be in front of?
Absolutely not, man. I love this. Like
I used to be intimidated by black crowds.
Black crowds are hard.
I used to be intimidated. Man, TJ's, that spot that we did together, you know, like those crowds used to intimidate me because I felt like they didn't get my joke. And it was all about the way I positioned it. You see, I structured them too much. And you gotta be free with black crowds. But now I'm like you, man. There's not a crowd I wouldn't want to jump in front of. But for the first 2 years, about 2 years of my career, man, give me a black crowd.
I agree with you.
I couldn't take it.
I never bombed like I bombed for black people.
Man.
To this day, I never bombed like I bombed for black people. But my whole thing is like,
Oh, you gonna bomb for black people?
I
Sooner
look
or
at it
later.
like, white people come to laugh, black people make me laugh.
Yeah.
That's two different. White people, they came to have a good time. Black people like, nigga.
And then on top of that, like the funny thing about black, we're so stoic, especially a brother. A brother will be dying laughing on the inside, looking at you just like this.
Straight up. I don't say nothing.
But
dying. I mean, we were at Good Nights upstairs, the old building, and we was upstairs. You were there that night,
Yeah, I was there.
and it was a mixed room, but it was like 5 black people right front row looking at me, and you know how Good Nights is in the upstairs room.
you can see their face.
Yeah, so I mean, like,
right there.
like he was right there. So I'm telling my joke. This dude started laughing so hard. This dude was like, I can't breathe. He killing me.
Upstairs.
I'm talking about ego
You can't
boost.
tell me nothing no more.
Man, you couldn't tell me a
Nothing
damn
no more,
thing.
bro.
I was like, yeah. And then on top of that, that night, there was this chick that I had met, and she had came out there. So she saw that. But I think the best thing, the most impressed I've ever seen any woman was I had a date, and it was the first time we ever went on a date or whatever. I met her, I forgot what date, but we met up at this bar to watch the football. And I had performed at the Improv that weekend. I wasn't forgot to her. So the next day, that Sunday,
Guy's the older one, right?
Guy's the younger one. Joe's the older
I
one.
opened up for Joe. I ain't know what
Yeah. And Guy's a way better.
Joe a
It's
dickhead,
hilarious.
bro. Shout out, I love you, bro. Niggas a dickhead.
Guy had a lot of fat jokes, I will say that. But I go to the bar and I walk in, she's already there. I walk in and this dude that was at the show was like acting like I was fucking Chris Rock or something. Oh my God, yo, you was at the Improv last man. Oh man, you can just see it. Pussy just went.
It's something about killing, period. You go, if you trying to go out there and bag something, and you kill. You gonna bag something. Even if you don't bag what you want.
Being fun, killing on stage is the equivalent of having a fat ass. I promise you. If you kill it on stage, they coming.
Cause you're automatic, especially if you like, if you in like Greensboro or Virginia, someplace that ain't your hometown, and you open up for an A-lister, shorty think I don't know him, but he gotta be somebody.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then so you already got that over her already. Like he opening up for Guy Tory. Is he touring with his nigga? Like I ain't never seen him before, but he funny as hell. He somebody. Let me see what it's about.
I was trying to impress a chick one time like that, and my car got declined.
Oh shit. I was fucking with had tours for a little bit with Darren Fleet None but gay people, bro. All dudes.
Ain't there in the fleet game?
Yeah, he gay, man, but I thought it was gonna be something different. Everybody was gay. He was gay, and then the women, they thought I was gay. So I was like, Darren, this is straight. I left and right. This
ain't working.
Nah, he offered me. I went on like 2 dates with him, and he was like, no, tour dates. I went on like
tour dates.
Yeah, and he was like, yo, I want to take you to. He was going to like to New York and Atlanta. He was like, I can't afford to pay you. I had to say no, man. Sometimes I regret.
That's definitely when you say no to it.
You can't afford to pay me? Oh,
He
hell to
couldn't,
the no.
he couldn't, bro. He couldn't. Homie ain't got bad. Like, his mom is tour manager. That's my guy. He doing his thing right now. But everything is in his house. You know, homie, he makes money, but he ain't making nothing.
To be paying out.
Yeah. He's a solid ass dude. He legit ain't have it.
Yeah, you tell me you can't pay me. Yeah, just on the other side.
But that's the thing again that we had at the beginning of this conversation. Sometimes people don't recognize the opportunity that they tied to a paycheck. I could have went on tour with him, and just like you told me, you want to be big, what you gotta do, you gotta get a different states. I should I have ate it? Should I have just ate it?
If you could.
Sometimes I be
But the question
like,
is,
should I have
though,
just ate it?
haven't you been to New York and Atlanta by yourself anyway?
Nah, with him though. Because I'm like, you got him, so he already got this internet savvy group of people. You doing 5 or 6 shows with him. He said y'all doing skits along the way. This is just a brand building machine. So I'm like, yo, am I gonna get that on the back end? And then, you know, what if I'm crushing? Next thing you know, I'm bringing a little brand. I'm gonna tell you a little something.
But yeah, in a case like that, like if you could have put that yourself,
I immediately said no, because I'm thinking like in hindsight, I'm having this conversation with y'all, but I'm like, as soon as he said no bread, you know how we do. Like what? Nah, nigga, straight. But now in hindsight, I'm like, hold up, because you hear these stories about Steve Harvey being homeless, Jay Leno homeless, sleeping in the car beside a comedy store. Who else?
Every last one of them. Burr,
Kevin Hart, homeless 3 years, mom paying his rent for him.
Patrice O'Neal.
Patrice, homeless, living with his mom, doing his thing. He lived with his mom, he used to go out every day, pretend like he had shows, so his mom didn't think he was a failure. Everybody had to get over that starving artist hump. So I'm like,
I'm on that shit right now. I didn't say starving. God got me, but I mean, at the end of the day, like having to work and support it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I could just, man, I promise you this, man. If I could dedicate 8 hours a day to my craft like I do to Apple, I don't know where I'd be right now.
But my whole thing was like, I've had 8 hours a day, and I didn't write for 8 hours. So
yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying write for 8 hours, but just skits. You know what I'm saying? 5 venues and put on shows. Like, if I had 8 hours every single day to really dedicate to comedy, I mean, you got so much you can do. You know what I'm saying?
I work from home now, but I feel like the same thing you're saying. It's a situation where God had to put you with Apple for them years, because now you like, yo, if I didn't have Apple, this is how I utilize my time. But if he never tied you down for them years to realize how valuable your time was, you ain't gonna be the beast you are when them shackles get let off you. That's why I tell people all the time, you work from home, must be good. I said, bro, I can get up at 5 a.m. every day. I work from home. I was the first person up in my house, the last person to sleep, because I know what it felt like to work 2 to 3 jobs at one time. And I kept wishing, like, I don't know if y'all ever work factory jobs, but you know when you get pulled that third shift, your fucking comedy shit's done. Yeah.
Working from home, third shift and making comedy shit done.
Yeah, 11 p.m. It's nuts. 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's done.
Well, I'll tell you what's worse. That 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. I was on that for about 2 years.
You still done?
I had to use vacation time to do a show.
Yeah, and then when you come out, they looking like you a ghost. I popped up Pitt Street a couple times because I got lucky and got up early. Like, damn, man, you still don't comedy? I'm like, yo, I'm damn near ready to walk off the job, bro. Like, I'm really like, I was missing it like that. I'm like, bro, this ain't what I want to do with my life. This money I can't do it. Like, I'm really having, I guess females, they will understand. Like, yo, I can't do this shit. I had to get out of there.
So let me ask you this, man. Like, if you had to give any advice to a young comic, what would it be?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
If I had to give any advice to a young comic, I would tell you to
look right there.
If I had to give any advice to a young comic, I would tell you to never ever let somebody else believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Don't never let nobody believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Like, one thing with me, I went to my family reunion, y'all, and I walked in, and my family was like, yo, come up here and speak. Come up here and tell them what shows you got coming up. Man, I know you be doing the skits. You know, this is, we was talking about our family tree and stuff. Say, man, yo, you should make a video talking about our history. Like, it's up to you to tell your history of your family. So I'm like, this is my family, but they treat me like I made it already. They treat me like I'm him, bro. So I'm like, I'm going down there. I'm humble because it's your family. You don't study. But at the same time, I'm like, these niggas treat me like I'm the nigga. Why the fuck ain't I acting like I'm a nigga? So that was like, I'm letting people who love me more than anything believe they feel like I'm making it. Why the fuck I ain't acting like I'm making it? And that's what I told y'all. That's why I'm on the shit I'm on now. Like, I need $1,000, bro. Like, these niggas gonna treat me like I'm him. I gotta move like I'm him. I gotta get to being that guy. And I'm like, I tell anybody that, don't never let nobody believe you more than you believe in yourself, because you're playing yourself. Ain't nobody gonna tell you the hottest nigga in the streets or whatever you do when you sitting here when there ain't nobody, or you acting like it when they're around, but when ain't nobody around, you sitting there like, yo, nigga, can I really do this? Am I really gonna make it? Dog, I'm gonna make it, bro.
I tell you what, anytime I get them down in the dumps, I watch one of the videos of me killing them.
Yeah.
That'll get you out of it. And that whole self-doubt shit, I'm telling you, I had suffered from the biggest case of imposter syndrome. Especially when I started getting into improv and shit, I was like, man, I felt like I don't deserve it. Yeah, I just been doing comedy.
Dog, I was so fucking happy for you. I was like, them niggas don't get it right a lot. They got it right one time. I remember we knew each other, but we didn't really know each other. Right. I remember my first time I really saw you perform was at the Good Nights comedy competition. He was like, you think you're in the same run I had? I was like, yo, homie, you nice. Cause I heard people talk, your name gets, you're a good comic when your name gets placed before you do.
When it exceeds you.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, homie nice. Then I saw him for the first time on the Raleigh Improv. He did the shit with the window shit. Yeah. I was like, yo, that could be a fucking comedy. That shit, I was like, this shit's funny as hell.
Appreciate it.
And I was like, these motherfuckers, they nice. Still sharp and still. And I was like, they fucking good, man.
And that's what I love about comedy. There's nothing that makes me happier. You can ask me if I see a good joke. If you I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't have to like you. I don't have to, be able to stand you. But if you tell a good joke, I'ma say it. Cause like I've had niggas I couldn't stand say a good joke. Like a lot of bad ones. But I remember that good joke. I remember all the good jokes. So, and the reason I do it so that when I write, I know that joke's already been said.
Exactly.
Because there's nothing worse than I remember, man, I wrote this joke. I think I was telling the TT was like, yeah, somebody said that. I forgot who it was, what the joke was. Well, he was like, yeah, such and such said that joke. I was like, son of a bitch. I was high. That was going to be my opus. I was like, no wonder this shit's already been said.
What I hate is that fact that you have a joke, and then a comic will say something like in a Netflix special that's on the same wave. I'm like, yo,
fuck you.
It's motivational because you like, yo, okay, I'm on the same wavelength for this nigga. But at the same time, I'm like, yo,
I gotta throw this shit in the trash now.
Come on, man. Boy, that shit just like that. I had a joke about me looking at my girl phone and finding her porn, and how the nigga ain't look nothing like me. And I put the shit out online or whatever. There's some dude telling me like, you stole that from Kevin Hart. I look at Kevin Hart, he got a joke. It ain't nothing like mine, but it's the same premise. It ain't like the jokes are no punchline ain't the same, the setup ain't the same, nothing. But the simple fact that he said he found his girl's porn, but the dude was tall. And that's like, Kevin Hart's short, so he was like the dude tall, and now I think she like tall niggas, so I'm like, I'm trying to get boots. Like, it's catered to Kevin. My shit was nothing like that. I was mad because the nigga was bald. Like, bitch, you don't even like hair. Like, it was like a good little punchline. But that's the game. We don't even get the chance to touch a premise another nigga hit without getting accused of stealing.
I never been accused of stealing. I had one dude jack one of my jokes. And then I remember being in Atlanta, and I had this joke about how I went to my girlfriend and saw that she had a dick pic that was bigger than mine. And this nigga said the joke, almost verbatim. Yeah.
That shit's part of it. Every joke I put it online, you shit's dope.
Already.
It just fucking go.
That's why I'm very selective of what I post.
They can have that shit.
Because I know they were gonna try to jack.
But I feel like
You can't jack the essence of the joke.
that shit like crack. Then you cook it up when you want to. The jokes you got now, you gonna look back 5 years later, you ain't gonna like none of that shit. The jokes you got now, you look back 5 years later, man, get that shit away, bro. Build your fucking brand, get that shit. I get that shit. Oh my fire, y'all can have it, nigga.
You gonna write jokes tomorrow.
Watch on the yeah, you cooking. If you cooking your own crack, don't worry. I feel you not being selective. I don't want to get this away. This shit fire, man. Fuck that shit. You can have it.
Shit, you can.
250,000 views, nigga, y'all can have it. Roddy Perry was like, you're a genius, so like, nigga, take it again. Y'all can have it, nigga. Like,
I've only had one video get 247,000K, and it wasn't even a joke.
No.
Yeah.
Man had a video get 1.3 million. It was just me rolling over in the bed saying some shit about having titties. Like, you don't get it. Yeah, you don't get a control with it.
Well, and you know that's crazy because TikTok recently came out with a confession where employees are actually controlling who goes viral or not.
They always have.
Yeah, but they finally admitted it.
When I worked for Mitsubishi, and I worked for YouTube every year. YouTube came to see us. Came to see us. They had to go through all our ins and outs of our company to make sure we weren't doing some stuff and shit. So now every time you post a video, we get presidents. But the video, like, this is how crazy you can do. When y'all get a chance, log in to YouTube on incognito mode. You know algorithm is based off what you currently view, right? And that's how they cater what they show you. Go on the incognito and watch the first video pop up. No matter what you look at, no matter who your algorithm, this shit is always gonna be up there. So he's printing money at this point. So I mean, if they can make it so you see him no matter what. And I had a video with Country Wayne. Country Wayne said Facebook called him on the phone. Like, yo, this what you do. And he didn't say this, but I believe they be like, yo, this is shit you can talk about, this shit you can't talk about. He said he admitted that they called him. He didn't say what they talked about, but look at him now. He the king. Facebook, Country Wayne literally the Drake of this. You know, this content creation when it comes to black people, dog. Like, believe me, he's Michael Jordan and this shit. Only really printing money when it comes to black content creators. So I'm like, you 100% right. Like they put on platforms who they want to. I feel like you can't talk about black unity. You can't talk about certain things you can't talk about.
It's not our hate that scares him, it's our unity. It's our love.
But he can talk about Jesus as much as he wants. Jesus is an easy thing because Jesus offers no real world solution. Religion doesn't give you a solution. Religion makes you passive. And I'm a Christian. I'm not one of those atheists or anything. But when people tell you to pray, that's not a concrete solution. That's passive. Okay, your manager slapped you, racism is coming, pray about it. That just makes us saying don't do nothing. Yeah, so like Jesus popping all day. Jesus popping shirts for everybody. It's not solving nothing.
But he let shit slide all the time.
And making it, and imagine he's nothing but a distraction. How much I love him, but you know, all these skits about nothing but a distraction. And then, not even to get on Country Wayne, but how can you be like Jesus popping, and that's your whole premise, but all your skits are the man getting cheated on by his wife, the pimp, the old dude. How does that align with your business? But black people don't like. That's like Madea. Like, that's a man dressed as a woman, but his whole crowd is church. Like, yeah, this shit don't be. Y'all don't want it to click because y'all want to be distracted. I don't ever want to be. I ain't gonna never be that comedian that's gonna get on stage.
My whole thing was, I'm sitting there like, people like, Tyler Perry such a wholesome. I'm like, it's a grandmother pulling out a strap every time there was a problem. Anytime someone disagreed with Madea, she shoot him.
But it's church folks. Love them devil.
Well, what's that, man? He pulling his gat out every chance he gets, busting at him. Remember, like every Madea play, Madea shot at somebody.
I ain't gonna lie. I was fucking with the black hood rat bitches. That's what I learned about Madea from, you know, back in the day when he was just on the DVD.
Yeah, my mom put me on.
Man, I'm at a shorty crib, she had a little DVD. They was like, this shit kinda good.
Yeah, the first one I saw was Family Reunion. That Family Reunion play was funny as hell.
What's my man though that be with him, Mr. Brown?
Yeah.
Man, yo, fan.
Him versus Lavelle Crawford will always live in my head rent free. Man, if they ain't kill each other on that damn.
Oh yeah.
Man, that shit was funny. But yo, we gotta get up out of here, man. They about to close us down. Nah, it's all great, man. But we just want to say thank you, Artsy, man, for coming through, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
No doubt, no doubt.
We gonna talk about that.
Tight fit, you ain't about a nigga out before.
And here we are, Benny's, 121 Fayetteville Street, Raleigh. Appreciate y'all for letting us come through.
Oh yeah, we was gonna show a picture of the piece. You got some
The
trust.
pizza's going, yo.
Nuts on that joint.
Well, it was good, as always.
Stay tuned, we'll be back. Salute.
I spit a bender, get the just no rhyming. Quick to say P, don't worry, it's all timing. I slid in like a nigga that didn't pay, backdoor style. Shut the club down with a K. You know NC at it again, aiming at your cabbage again. I flow with a magical blend. Step up, get dropped to a tragical end. You know the kush got my lungs about as black as my skin. From Raleigh, NC down to Duluth, Georgia. The way I kill tracks, I think I need a roof lawyer. Spit it the rawest, open hand, leave a nigga jawless. Bar from Peter, ain't ready to pay Paul yet. These the ones that know I'm destined for dollars, and the cats that be thinking peanuts like Jimmy Carter. Got that lava, game time not a problem. Miss the clutch and watch me go up when I'm popping.
Lights,